taking the Eglinton LRT for the first time. Please pray for me. Also, I know this looks weird. The mic on my headphones, like my over-ear headphones, are not great, so to plug in my earbuds. Anyways, wish me luck. Pray for me, y'all. Yo, this spooky fire. Terazo.
Please stand clear of the doors. Veuillez vous éloigner des portes. While the train is in motion, please remain seated or hold on to the handrails.
Pendant, veuillez rester assis ou tenir les rampes.
Announcements are in English
Prochaine station.
and French.
Avenue Station.
Interesting. I'm kind of flabbergasted. Wow. Okay. Trains are not very long, but this is an interesting experience. This is nice, actually. Not sure if 15 years was worth it, but it's really nice. I don't have to go very many stations, thankfully. It's just from
Arriving at
one. It's from,
Avenue.
I went from
Avenue
Eglinton
Doors
to
will open on the left.
what was formerly Eglinton West and is now called Cedarvale. Not sure why it's called Cedarvale, but yeah, Avenue Station. That's nice. Okay, I will update you later. Oh my god. Christ. I have time before I have to call the Uber to give you a teeny tiny book haul, which I think, seeing that we're we're 2 months in, 1.5 months, so to speak, I think. And I only bought one book in January. I feel like I'm doing pretty well, although my TBR begs to differ, and so do my bookshelves. But in my defense, I've actually been looking for specific editions for a very long time. And secondly, in my defense as well, I only bought 4 books, and I got them at the secondhand bookstore. So, I plead not guilty, Your Honor. Anyways, the first book I have, a nasty sticker. At least it doesn't rip half the fucking cover off. Okay, the first book I have is one I've been looking for everywhere. Everywhere. I'm telling you, I have been scouring the interweb for this, and that is Novels, Tales, Journeys, The Complete Prose of Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin. Now, if you're wondering why I say the bit in the middle when it just says Alexander Pushkin, Russians have patronymics, and often when we're referring to someone as Pushkin, we usually say his patronymic as well. So, Alexander Sergeyevich means that he was the son of Sergei, or Sergei, I guess. And I'm so excited to have this, finally. I'm so excited to finally have this. The font is tiny, and I'm not the biggest fan of these two translators. I have Crime and Punishment in their translation, and I found it really difficult to read. So there's that. And then we have a nonfiction, and it's a little beat up, but hey, it was $5, I think. Straight up, I think it was $4.99. It was $4.99 because it's as is. And that is Homer and His Iliad by Robin Lane Fox. This is a nonfiction. I can't really tell you exactly what it's about, but it's about the Iliad and Homer. Next, we have a book that I, to my 23 years of age, should already have read, but given that I talk about it all the freaking time. But I did read the graphic novel version last year, and I really liked it, and I joked that it might make me read the full version. So that is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. And this is the Oxford Classics. Look at this! It is in pristine condition. It's new, and it's an Oxford Classic edition. Halla freaking Luya. Oh my god, do you know how hard these editions are difficult to find? Especially there's like a newer edition of a classic. These go out of print so fast. And I'm so happy that I got this because this has an introduction, textual notes, bibliography, chronology, appendices, explanatory notes. It's translated with an introduction, notes by William Butcher. So, and just this cover. I am obsessed. I did want, at first, the Penguin Classics editions because I thought it looked kind of cool, but this one works. And lastly, this might look familiar. I have a, where is it? Down there, I'm not getting that. What time is it? 9:20, 8:20, okay. I have the paperback version of a nonfiction I already have. And this is a common trend with me, that I have the hardbacks and then I end up grabbing the paperbacks at some point. I did this with The Persians by Lloyd Wallen-Jones, and so far that's it. So, this is my original copy. It's the Amazons by Adrian Mayer, Lives and Legends of Warrior Women Across the Ancient World. I really like this cover, but it's hardback and very heavy. So, when I saw this on the shelf, y'all think I was gonna pass it up? This is the paperback version. This is the one that you would get like off of like Amazon or whatever. Hilarious. I'm so excited to be able to actually read this because my god, all the text is so tiny. Why do I act like that's gonna bother me? I don't need my glasses for reading. I act like that's gonna bother me. Anyway, so this is my little book haul. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna continue getting ready. That is it. I have made no progress in terms of reading. So there's that, but I will continue to update you when I do. I need to lock in today. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lock in. But yeah, anyways, I will see you around. Peace out. Hello, I have some translating to do, so I'm gonna lock in. I know that people usually put on like big headphones to lock in, but I am going to be doing like a time lapse, and I think I look stupid with the big headphones on. So like not in like a self-deprecating way. I just think yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That's all I've got to tell you, to be honest. Oh no. Okay. My computer is driving me up the wall. I told my dad not to take a keycap off, and he took a keycap off, and now that keycap won't go back on. So I have to figure out if I really want to spend money on a new computer or if it's worth shelling out money for just a new keyboard, but I don't know how to install those, and I don't think my dad does either, so we'll probably have to shell out a similar amount to fix this computer that it would be equal to the amount that I would probably pay for a new computer, and I want a MacBook, so that will require some saving up. And anyways, I'm gonna lock in. I have some stuff to translate, so I gotta lock in. Yeah, that's yeah. Okay. I will see you next time I update you. I also have to lock in terms of reading, but that's a whole other thing, you know. Okay. Peace out. feel like I'm always apologizing for my hair. Okay, first one done, so I can check that off. I still have to do like pass-throughs and stuff like that, and, you know, double check my grammar and all that stuff. But I do have it all written down, which I'm glad I do, because there's a lot to get through. Okay, so I did the TGP 1-pager version 2. That one was on Canva, so that one was pretty easy to do. Hopefully I didn't mess it up too much, because some of the text in French ended up being longer, but I think that they're gonna just redo it after I send it through. So rough translation is done. I want to do the next bit. I want to try to get 4 done today, because there's 8 in total, so I can do 4 today, probably 4. Can't do 4 tomorrow. I can do 2 tomorrow, and then I can probably manage 2 on Sunday, maybe, or Monday. Monday could work, because Monday's family day, so no one's going to work. So, okay, Monday it is then. Monday it is. So, okay. Alright, let's do this. So, 1 out of 4 down. Hello. I haven't read. Oh my god, this is so loud. I haven't read at all. I barely did the translation I was supposed to do, but that's because my computer was driving me absolutely bonkers. So I'm just gonna do the translations like on Sunday. Like, I'll figure it out. I still have time, so it's not the end of the world. I have like this 40 hertz binaural gamma waves frequency on. Like, it's just a YouTube video for like 2 hours. So I'm gonna lock in. I want to get to at least 50% of Library of Amorlin. If not finish it, that would be great. I've got my bubble tea. I've got my wrap. It's a chicken shawarma wrap. So we're good to go, and I'm just gonna camp out here until I decide it's time for me to go home. At this point, I do have to wait till the later train, because I'm not taking the transfer, because it's ridiculous. I don't like taking the transfer. It's too cold to take the transfer. The transfer meaning I take the train to a certain stop, and because I'm further north, I have to take a bus, and that's like another hour 15, hour 30 at the most, so it's just diabolical. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm just gonna lock in and read, and I'll be back when whatever. Lunch. This is going in the vlog. Because Hello, I have updates for you. So this is gonna be fun. So as far as reading goes, I have been making pretty significant progress on, I guess, the book club picks which is a good thing. It's a good thing because last year I don't think I did particularly well. Let me just check how I did last year because I don't think I did particularly well last year. Okay, I got 8 out of 19 books last year, which isn't terrible, and we sometimes had like 2 books per month. Like, it wasn't, you know, where the format of I guess the choices and stuff last year was not the same as the one this year, because this year I have a fantasy release and I have a classic set for every month. And I do have an idea of the classics that I want to read in the second half of the year. I just have to figure out which fantasy books we're going to read. And I do want to focus on like newer releases. Last year was kind of like a mixed bag. We did have, I think we had like one classic because I really wanted to read The Count of Monte Cristo. But yeah. So we had 19 books and I completed 8 of them. And is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, technically I completed 7 of them and I still have DNF'd one, so it's marked as DNF, which marks it as complete. And then this year I'm doing okay. Like, it's not the worst. And oh my god, hold on, I didn't put The Last Contract of Isako, which is what I read in the previous vlog, compared to the one that you're gonna see, compared to when you're gonna see this one. Where is my book spread? Hold on, 49. Okay, yeah, Last Contract of Isako. Well, right now, at this very moment, I've only read 1 book of the 12 we have to read, which isn't terrible. And then once I finish this next book I'm going to talk to you about, I will have read 2, which is great progress. No read date. What the hell? Okay. Set to today, I finished it 9th of February. Okay, so I do have it marked as read. I just didn't have it marked as read this year. Okay, so 1 out of 12, we were 8% through, which is fantastic. For the nonfiction, not really, but I am gonna lock in eventually. Eventually, I shall lock in. Anyways, so we seen earlier, I was reading The Library of Amorlin by Kalyn Josephson. I'm really far into this. You'll see that? I did not expect, like, I knew I was pretty far into it, but, so I'm on page 318, I guess. And this is, I don't wanna spoil myself. Let me double check how many pages this is. We're gonna go for the paperback. Paperback gonna be available. Paperback. 433 pages, question mark? That's what it says. Okay, around 433 pages, which is great because this is an ARC, so it's a paperback. And thank you to Erewhon, I guess. I don't know Kensington Books. I don't know exactly who the publisher is. The publisher. Erewhon Books. It's probably under, I forget who it's under. Kensington Books. When did I request a book of this? Did I actually request a copy of this? I don't remember if I actually requested a copy of this. Because I know I got, like, approved for the eARC version, right? But I don't think, I don't remember if I actually requested a copy of this. I'm not complaining. And they've actually published The Wolf and Its King, which was our January book club pick, which I haven't read, but it's okay. So this one, oh my god, you guys, why isn't this more popular? I feel like a lot of people would really like this. I know that the title might not exactly pique your interest, and the cover, at least this one, might not pique your interest. It looks very sci-fi, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's giving sci-fi. It's giving, like, the dome and stuff like that. It's giving sci-fi, you know. It's giving Ontario Science Center. Okay? That's what if you know, you know. RIP. Rest in peace. But it's giving, like, it's not giving what it should give, right? And the final cover is gorgeous. And this comes out on March 3rd, so, which is my boyfriend's and I's first year anniversary, which is crazy. Fantastic book. I'm really enjoying it so far. I really like our main character. Our main character is Kasira, and she basically has to go into the library. She's now the assistant librarian. And for those that don't know, I work as a library assistant, or assistant librarian, so to speak, library assistant at my university, at a university library. So it's just so much fun seeing this from, like, a magical perspective, like, because there's magic in this. And if the library accepts you, the library is sort of like an entity of its own, and it's older than, like, every single person alive right now in this book, right? It's older than the librarian himself, who is this grumpy dude named Alistair. And it's not exactly a name I would choose for, like, you know, love interest, but yeah, and they're sort of like, there's sort of this animosity from Alistair's side at the beginning and stuff, but Kasira sort of wins him over, and she's harboring a secret. And so I'm not going to tell you what exactly the secret is and why Alistair is so, like, moody with her, but they come to trust each other, and then there's this one thing that happens that had me absolutely flabbergasted. I don't think I caught my reaction on camera, unfortunately, but of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. Duh. When would I ever? But this was just, this is just so much fun. It's so great, and it really, I think, reminds me of what fantasy really used to be like. Just the funness of it all, but also there's so much heart to this. There's so much, like, the found family of it all. There's this fantastic character named May and stuff, who is, like, the sort of first mage. So she sort of helps the, like, librarian and assistant librarian run the library and stuff like that. And she helps, you know, get people to the librarian if they're having inquiries and stuff like that and need help or something like that. And she makes sure that those that need it the most get through and stuff like that. So she's sort of like the messenger in a case, right? Messenger sort of situation between, like, the world and, like, the librarian and the assistant librarian. But she's also, like, the bridge between the librarian and the assistant librarian. And then you have this, like, leopard spirit named Elis. And there's something going on with him because he's also, like, older than everyone there. He said that he's been there since, like, the library was conceived, but for some reason, like, he doesn't specifically appear in any of the ancient texts of the library and stuff like that. And books have been going missing, and they don't know why, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I can't really say much because I don't want to spoil it. I know I sort of spoiled things for the Isaka vlog, which, whoopsies, that was a bummer. But I'm trying to be more mindful and trying to not spoil this one, because I think you need to go into this, like, you can read the synopsis, but a lot of the time I do recommend people going into, like, a book blind, because I feel like sometimes the synopsis might give some things away that you're supposed to really, like, not know. Like, you're not supposed to really know too much about it. So I feel like this is a good one to sort of go into. And I don't know if I should say check trigger warnings. I don't think there are many trigger warnings or any particular ones. Or, well, yeah, actually check trigger warnings. Now that I think about it, check trigger warnings, please. Because there is, in certain instances, and stuff like that. If you want to specifically understand what the trigger warnings are, I would recommend going on Storygraph. There are, there's, like, a content warnings section for each book, and people, like, it's users that tag this and stuff. So, and looking at it now, I do agree with said trigger warnings. So, yeah, I do agree with certain ones. With all of them. Okay, so that is it for the update. And I've talked to you about the books that I've acquired, so that's, I don't really need to talk about. I'm so excited to read them because the Pushkin book I have been looking for, like, everywhere. I've looked for it everywhere, okay? I've looked for it on the Indigo website, I've looked for it on Amazon, but I didn't want to order from Amazon, nor did I want to order from Indigo. Because that takes ages, and none of the bookstores, like, had it, and none of the indie bookstores had it, and for a while I couldn't find them at, like, the secondhand bookstores either. But then I walk into BMV and there's, like, a stack of, like, 5 of them, which is insane. So I'm very happy that I managed to find that. And that is it for this little update. Little, my foot. I know I blab a lot, but yeah, I will see you in the next one, hopefully when I finish Library of Amorlin. Hello. I come to you, finally, and I can finally say this. I can finally say it. The end of the vlog. The vlog finishes here after my ramble about this book because, oh my god, I finished it. I finished it. It was so good. It was so good. I made such good choices. You know, as far as book club picks go, I don't think there's maybe been, like, one book so far, if I remember correctly, that I even if I haven't read it, I've genuinely been interested in it. And the ones that I have read, most of them, hold on. Let me just double check. Let me just check. Let me cite my sources. Okay, so we're gonna go into the first Musaeum Society Book Club stuff. Okay, so in the past, I haven't done like super well for like the book clubs and stuff like that. So in 2023, I read one of 13 books. No, that's a lie. 0 of the books. But the thing is that I think there would only have been like 2 maybe off the top of my head that I might have not liked that much. Because one is Darkwater Daughter by H.M. Long, and I didn't fully vibe. I did start this as an arc, and I remember I didn't fully vibe with it. And I also read her the first book in her other series called Hollow Smoke, and I think at the time I gave it a higher rating than I would have now if I read it. Totally different reader now than I was 3 years ago. Just saying. I've learned my lesson. So yeah, so I think I wouldn't have vibed with it, so it would have likely gotten a low rating from me. And maybe Legends and Lattes, because I like cozy fantasy, but I think this one is less so. It doesn't have a lot of the critiques that I've seen is that not a lot happens. So yeah, but all the other ones, they seem pretty solid. Like you've got June Her, we've got Ita Fromm, we've got Martha Wells, we've got Adrian Tchaikovsky, we've got Shannon Chakraborty, like we've got Samantha Shannon, all that stuff. So all the other ones I likely would have liked. In 2024, I did a little bit better, but we also read more books, chose more books, and I did 5 out of 16 prompts. So yeah, I think there's 2 that I wasn't vibing that much with, and that is Drop of Venom by Sajni Patel and Feybound by Sarah L. Rafi. So Arifi, sorry, can't see the. So I think besides those 2, and I can't pinpoint as. Okay, Feybound felt just slightly confusing, slightly boring. I think at some point I read that it got graphic, like Smexy scenes graphic, like, which understandable because it's an adult book, but also like. So I think that's one of the reasons. And A Drop of Venom, I can't tell you. I can't tell you why this one was not hidden. So there's that. Not bad. And then in 2025, I actually did a pretty decent job in 2025. And a lot of these I still want to read. Like, there's not a single one that I don't want to read. It just might take me a while. So I did 8 out of 19 books, which is the highest, I think. Yeah. So 2023 was 8%, 31% was 2024, and last year was 42%. This year, I'm determined to get 100%. So, and we're starting out strong because it's the 2nd month of the year, and I'm already, sorry guys, an important shift switch had to happen. Because, okay, the plan is, okay, I worked at a very specific bookstore not far from my university, but because I didn't get rehired after my contract finished, I'm I have beef with them, so I don't really want to buy from them. I don't want to go there. Like, I don't want to see my old coworkers. Didn't get rehired. Don't rub it in my face. Anyways, so I want to get a book from my friend because it was her birthday. She's probably not gonna accept it, but I'm gonna give it to her anyways because she deserves a present. She's one of my closest friends. She's a bestie. Her name's Aisha, and she's probably gonna kill me for mentioning this to her, but she's a bestie. We love Aisha on this channel. Okay, it is law. Okay, and I just wanted to give her a present, so I'm getting Agnes Obacht's. Wow, I cannot say that in English. Agnes Obacht's Mystical Cat Shelter for her because she said it was too expensive for her. But right now they're having like a 30% off sale, so I'm just like. I think it's still ongoing when it ends. I keep forgetting I have my French keyboard on. Yeah, so it's only $30, which is expensive as frick, but and there might be another book that I just wanna browse. So that way, if I take my usual train tomorrow, because I switched to like the later shift, I can go all the way downtown and then, or you know what I might do? I might drop off my backpack and take like a tote instead. You know what? I might do that. might do that. I might take a tote instead. I might do that. I might do that. Because then in the tote, I can put the book in, right? Right? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. There's literally no books that I want. Put on my head, nothing. It's kind of sad, but nothing. Read all my books on my reader anyways. Well, actually, let us look through. Oh my god, I'm so off topic. I'm gonna finish talking about this book and then we're gonna look through what books I may want to buy. But I don't have space on here, so that's also a problem. Anyways, we're gonna continue talking about this book. This was a surprise to come in the mail, and I think that I've been doing a really good job in choosing book club picks because we have a stacked list this year. Okay, like we have a stacked list. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, our list is very stacked, and I've already read 2 out of 12 books this year. Although there's gonna be 24 books in total, but I just haven't chosen the other 12 because it's like month dependent. Like, you know, I split it into 2. I split the year into 2. So at the end of the year, it's gonna be 24. But hey, I'm determined to get 24 out of 24. So I've read the Library of Amorlin. I've read The Last Contract of Isako. Some of these, I think Graceless Heart, if I understand correctly, is not out yet. No, it's out. That's my bad. It's just Daughter of Crows, I think. It's not out yet. This is nice. Are they gonna hate me? I sent them an email. Ace doesn't even have one. They're probably not gonna send it to me. Please. Okay. Slay. Instagram. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I don't know if I talked about what this is about, but we follow our main character, Kasira. There's actually 2 POVs in this. We follow our main character, Kasira, and we follow the librarian named Alistair. And Kasira is like an ex-con, a thief, like, you know, all the stuff. And Alistair is the librarian of Amorlin. And if you don't know, I'm actually like a library services assistant. So basically Kasira is given a way out of like getting her criminal record like wiped and being able to live like a life again, like being able to like she'll have everything related to her just wiped from any records and stuff like that, and she'll be able to be like a free woman. So she gets the opportunity of a lifetime. She basically has to go into the library and essentially infiltrate it and bring it down from the inside. And then Alistair is dealing with something. We don't know what it is. And he's becoming like more reclusive and so he's trying to fight something. We don't know what that is. We don't know what it is. But like it's causing people to like not trust him as much because he's being so reclusive and stuff. And it's just unlike him. And yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this cover. I think the final cover is much prettier. I'll put it up on the screen. And I rated this 5 stars. I thought this was fantastic. I finished it yesterday before I got on the train. And I need book 2 immediately. This is the problem with reading arcs, is especially if it's a series, you will read it before the first book comes out. So realistically, you have to wait like a year and like 3 months. Or, okay, I'm exaggerating here because it just comes out in March. So, and I read it in February. So, a year and a month, roughly, you know? But that depends on if, like, the author takes longer. Like, for example, with the sequel to The Will of the Many, the author took, like, 2 years from publication date or something like that for the second book to, like, be released. Whereas I read it, like, months before. Like, I read it at least, like, 3 months before, like... for like the oh my god, I can't think, before the release date. So I had an arc, but yeah I don't know, it's just it'd be like that, you know, it'd be like that. So yeah, anyways, that is it for this video. I'm gonna stop yapping. In this video I'm gonna start a new vlog because that's how it goes. I sort of end a vlog and then I start a vlog, and that's why you should watch some vlogs in sequence. Yeah, so that is it for this video. I loved this book, and this is I didn't say it in the first volume of this, but this is my new vlog series where I read the book club picks. So in the first one, I ended up reading The Last Contract of Izuku. In this one, I read The Library of Amorlin. And those are kind of like, I guess, random picks. Like, I didn't go out of my way to read it. So, and I feel like that's the best way for me to do this. So, yeah, I am requesting March 24th. Not, that's enough time. Format, stick, the format called is the coordinate, which is my birthday month. How many followers do I have? That's a good question. I don't even think about that. No, I'm losing followers. 1483. I've been posting followers. Instagram hates me right now. I don't know. Sorry, this light is really bright, but I can't change it because otherwise I'll look too orange because of the lamp. Not that I don't look orange now. Okay. Oh, I requested that, so that's fun. I did not stop this video, but yeah. I don't think there's much that I really want to. I would love to get the deluxe edition of City Brass. But I don't know. Is there something that I want? Anyways, I will finish this vlog here. 5 stars to this. I love this book. It's like a slight, I want to say very slight enemies to lovers. It's like enemies to lovers to like reluctant allies to like friends, but still there's like that push and pull. And to be honest, they don't kiss until later in the book. So this is not romantic at all. Do not expect this to be like romance or it to have anything more than very, very, very minor plot. Not even a subplot at this point. A very minor plot of a romance, because like they kiss like way later in the book. Like almost at the end. I'm gonna be so for real. So yeah, I continued it not because I wanted them to kiss. I did want them to kiss because it's so satisfying when the two characters are like, you know, going back and forth, and then they finally kiss. Tension breaks. But anyways, so like a teenager, tension breaks. Anyways, but I continued reading it for the atmosphere and the world building and the politics, the politicking of it all. And so it's, I want to say super, oh, okay, no, I wouldn't say it is super duper heavy on the politicking, but it's there. It's there. It's definitely there. There's Wings of Fire books are there. Hybrid Prince. There's like 16 of them now. That's crazy. Is this a real person? My god. 16 of them. 16. I thought it was gonna be like a 7 book series. Should I read those? I feel like that would be a really fun video to read all the Wings of Fire books. You know, I've debated on the idea of reading like all the Warrior Cats books. Because I did read them when I was young. I read, I think, at least like 5 of them, but they were almost like all read out of order. So yeah, I don't know. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you want like a Warrior Cats video. Yeah. So anyways, let me see. Warrior Cats reading order. Warrior Cats chronological book list. Hold on. I need to make this bigger, I think. Okay, this is chronological order. There's a lot of them. Oh my god. There's a lot of them. Warrior Cats release date. Oh, did you guys know that this isn't like written by like one person? Like it's a cast of, it's a group of authors. I was shook. I was flabbergasted right now. Wowza, this is crazy. That is actually insane. This whole checklist. Holy cow. Wowza. That's a lot of books. That is a lot of books. That is a lot of books. Maybe. Perhaps. What's it called? Into the Wild. How many pages is this? Hold on. Am I gonna fall down like an actual rabbit hole? Please tell me I'm not gonna fall into a bad... Okay, 288 pages isn't bad. Oh, I'm gonna hate myself, aren't I? I'm gonna hate myself. I am going to hate myself. Okay. Cool. Well, I guess that's another project. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you in the next one. And please subscribe because I'm trying to get to 1K this year. So this is my big goal as far as YouTube goes. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great evening.